Yes, mate. So I've finally got you on here. This is awesome. For everyone that doesn't know who you are, Lucas Silverback, killing it on Instagram. And
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
let's hear your story, man. So what got you? I mean, I followed you for a while, but I noticed like all of a sudden you started like wanting to inspire others and push forward with your fitness regime that you already practice. What got you wanting to do that, Lucas?
Uh, Basically, I was in jail for a while. I came out. I was pretty fat, and I wanted to turn my life around. and I have been training a lot all my life, but on and off, and different levels of seriousness, you know. But and then I started being serious. I started learning more about it. I started learning about nutrition and uh, and how to train properly. And then I thought, I started posting a little bit, and people started contacting me and asked if I could help them. And then I thought, I should do this more. And I started I reached out to some mentors and shit and like this, and they teach me a little bit how to get out to people, and then it just been like this, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, and you can see like you, because I think the world need more people like you to kind of like you say, like basically shut the fuck up and get going, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because and I'm guilty of it, it's you need people like you to just come on, let's get up, let's go, and you're saying it in a way that's like you're not antagonizing people, but you're also not comforting them, it's like let's go, it's
Yeah, but that's what people need nowadays. Nowadays people, everything is so sugar coated, and everybody, you should talk so nice to people, and people get offended easily, and it's just fucking bullshit.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So you so like obviously when you first started doing it, like so for me, like this is a question for me, like how did it feel like talking to a camera? Because I'm still like nervous with it, or did you just kind of come just natural? You were driven, you knew what
No,
you.
no. Of course, it was. It's still, cringe when you look at it. But I don't look at it so much. I just make it, and then sometimes you feel like, oh, this video is a little bit corny or whatever. But some people, they reach out to me and they say like, hey man, I appreciate this. It's nice that you talk about this topic or whatever. So sometimes the things you thought you shouldn't post or whatever could be one of the best posts you made, for some people.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I think just don't think about it so much, and it gotten easier and easier. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Of course, it's yeah.
yeah, definitely. So like with like your obviously your mindset, you get. I know. I see you posting quite early on the morning, and you walk into the gym. Like happy Monday, everyone. You've got this, which I think is awesome. Did you find that side? Did you find that side easy, or like was it hard to get yourself in that mindset? To want to do it for yourself before you could do it for others.
Nah, it helps me to do it when I do it for others,
Yeah,
because some people, they look at me every day, and if they see me slacking, of course it's not the signal I want to send out, So I'm in the gym 6 days a week, uh, and that's basically what I want to show people, and you don't have to be in the gym 6 days a week, you can be there seven also, but it's good if you
yeah,
go there 2 times a week, even 1 time a week, or if you go, whatever suits you best, and make time for it. If you don't have the time, wake up an hour earlier, and you have time.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely. See, and obviously you just started getting people just like reaching out, and obviously because I think like you say, if you got someone that's not really on the same wavelength and like kind of experienced harder times, and it's not easy for people that don't understand. You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to feel like where it's come from, and like I don't know. That's the same thing like how I kind of like really got into like what Wes Watson was saying in his story as well, and very similar. In respect of coming from a darker place finding your purpose and pushing forward is, because I can imagine you have days where you feel like, you know,
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course, of course. Everybody has, but it's just a matter of, like, say, mindset, and how much you think about it. And if you do something else, if you do something hard, if you go and train really, really hard, something happens in the brain, and you don't have this anxiety, and you don't have this restlessness, and you don't think about so many negative thoughts in this. So that's the best thing for everything, I think. That's why I do it in the morning, and sometimes I do it after work also.
yeah,
Because it makes me feel. I don't really. Of course, the appearance and this, it's a plus, but for me it's more the therapeutic, the psychological benefits I get from training hard, and going to the gym. And I don't like rest days. It's hard for me to take these rest days, but it's necessary.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, and how, where you are in life can also, if maybe you go 2 times a day, maybe you even go 3 times a day,
yeah,
because it
yeah.
keeps you sane, and it keeps you. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's so like obviously like you said, so you decided that you wanted to start training, and then kind of when did it feel like it was going to become, because fundamentally like how I see it as a person that's watching is you're creating a brand, Silverback Fitness, and like where was that kind of, did you obviously start reaching out to people like mindset coaches? I'm guessing people that helped you, taught you how to market yourself. Did you kind of already feel then that you had like this idea of, I'm going to create Silverback Fitness? I'm going to, or was that kind of something that just fell into place?
Yeah, I guess a little bit of both. Uh, I reached out to some mentors. Yeah. Now they're called GW Fit, I think. Yeah, they are called this. But first, basically, it was a guy named Dane from California, and he's in this GW Fit team. And yeah, basically, it was that's where it started. And I already been doing it for a while, but then I learned basically a little bit more about how to reach out to more people, and how to, yeah, how to get more
Yeah,
engagement, how to say, and to talk to more people and all of this.
yeah, that's it, and it's and like obviously like now like the cuts, the leather cuts, which look absolutely insane. I mean that's a new adventure for you by the looks of it on social media anyway. And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
how did that come about?
Basically, I had some photos, where I have a nice cut on me, and people started started asking where did I get it, and I helped so many people get those kinds of vests. So I just thought to myself, why don't I do this, And
Yeah,
then I came in contact with two guys that's amazing, have amazing talent with this tailoring, leather design, all of these kinds of things, and yeah, that's basically how it started. And it's a new thing. I think I've been doing it for 1.5 months or something, but yeah, it's going good.
yeah. I mean it's like every time I go on, there's a new design. I mean, there's endless content. Like I see it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll share that. I mean, and you,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like
yeah.
obviously, and it's also like you say, oh, cool, and I just share it because it's like really one day I'm kind of trying to learn. Like, if I share this, it's kind of like putting in my mind that one day I'm gonna be able to get one.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah, for
kind of like
sure, man.
my mind, because like I said, I'm on a journey, just trying to learn. I mean, and I don't know about you, but social media opened me up to like showing how how hard it is for me to progress in my content. And then when you do get them people that say thank you, I mean, I get people already saying, oh, keep doing what you're doing. And it's nice because like I mean, you can get people chatting absolute rubbish on the comments, and like, and then learning like not to get angry and just to laugh at them. Like I see you guys when like, I know like when Aaron Lambo said I will follow him, I followed him for ages, and like he just laughs at them. And then it,
but I don't know. So many people is hating on Aaron, and I don't understand why or how. He's an amazing guy.
yeah, I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I follow him. I
but
think
I
kind of
think
that's how I
it's
came. Sorry, mate.
for sure. But yeah, I think it's a lot of jealousy, because people that doing better than you, they never hate on you.
No.
It's only people. It's only these keyboard warriors. No profile picture, 3 followers. They just made these accounts to sit and
Yeah.
hate on people because they are pussies, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And but when you have the haters, then you know that you're doing something good. So for me, it's like I reach a level of success basically when these people starts to. But I just delete the comments, or I just block them or whatever. I don't have time for negativity. It's not in my world. I don't answer to that, or I don't. No.
So whilst you're talking like that, if you don't mind me asking, like, how did you get to that mindset? Like,
Uh,
what happened? What happened for you to start to think like this? Because probably at one point in your life, you maybe not have thought like that. You might have,
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
It's
No, it's a new thing for me. I don't know really. Like the last 2 years or something. I don't get offended or angry easy at all. Things don't seem to bother me so much. But I think because of I have something else to do. I don't have time for this shit.
yeah,
So I just focus on what's good for me, and I don't have time to be negative or sit and be angry or stuff like this. So I basically just move on. But of course it happens, but it's very 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 rare nowadays.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and
yeah.
if I
That's
get a little bit angry, whatever, it goes away very very quick. And yeah,
yeah, that's and like the reason why, like the reason why for me that's an interesting question is because you can really see that like I say to a lot of people that I interview on here, and I've been so lucky already to be able to interview 15 people before you, and you can't fake this stuff. Like, so if you were trying to sell a program, like, for example, because I know you do some programs which is obviously like mindset, health, diet, which is obviously incredible that you're doing that, but people would like you say you can't sell a program and then go and eat a McDonald's because people would see it. You can't fake that, and the mindset
yeah.
thing is the same thing. Like, you can tell that like you don't hate. There's no time for that, and you
No,
can't fake it. Do you
exactly.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Yeah.
it's
No, but a couple of years ago, I would be like, sitting and argue with these fucking keyboard warriors, and then it will basically like destroy a couple of hours of my day because I sit them being angry with not because this internet people, you cannot. I mean, you cannot. If your energy goes to this, and I mean, for nothing, these people are fake, or they sit behind a profile picture that is fake, or a fake account, or whatever. It's just when you get angry, it's not the people you get angry with that suffers. It's only yourself that suffers.
yeah,
It destroys your day more than it destroys the people that you being angry at.
yeah. I
So
mean, definitely. I mean, like for me, like I'll on a morning on my way to work, I'll put on uh Wes Watson puts his 7-minute videos that you probably watch sometime as well, and I will literally listen to him calling me basically like, and I take it for me like, no wonder why no one likes you, you fat piece of shit. But I
yeah,
need that,
yeah,
and then like, but
yeah.
it's like what he says, like, your frequency. I mean, this is magic. I mean, you know all this stuff anyway, but like, your frequency is what you frequently see. I mean, this is incredible. Like,
Yeah. But it is.
it's incredible, because I openly admit I'm a person that I get like, fuck, like, why? Like, I'm working every day. I do like 12-hour shifts, days and nights. Like, why? You know what I mean? But then I look at it for myself, and I'm on the early stage of my learning journey. I'm like, there's a frequent thing here, Josh. You are the person involved in everything that's going wrong, not everybody else, and I'm having to start to, and then I'll go on Instagram, and there's you like saying the same, well, not the same, you're saying in your style, but you're saying similar things, and it's like, I can't relate to someone that wears a shirt and tie with clean shaven, that that doesn't live the life, because obviously I grew up around the MC culture, around this type of, and I love this world. I love the world, the bikes, beards, tattoos, and it's like at the end of the day, if you guys are saying this stuff as well, but you're saying it in a different way, and I get it, and it's like, yeah, it just makes sense. I don't know how to explain it really, but you know,
Yeah, but of course, you feel some kind of connection or whatever with these people, and then you listen more to what they have to say. It's the same with me. I don't. Some people I don't. If I not feel something, then I don't listen to these people. It's no worth to
yeah,
me.
yeah, just
Yeah,
old fashioned mindset, and just being a man of your word, and
yeah,
like, and I'm like in I'm 32, and I'm slowly. I mean, I'm not gonna try and bullshit and say, oh, I've learned this, I've learned that, I've changed my life. No, I still struggle. Like for me, my weakness is food. Like I'll comfort you at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's no excuse for it, but and I know exactly what you want to say. You're like, look, mate, get up, shut up,
yeah,
and
yeah.
get on.
No, but you can compensate that shit with hard fucking training. So I also had these like periods, where I eat, like way too much or shit, but I train really fucking hard, so it doesn't really show. But of course it's a lot easier, and you save so much time, if you just stay to a plan, and you have like one cheat meal, maybe two cheat meals a week, and you don't have to eat boring food. It's just that you have to eat the right amounts of protein, carbs, and fats. Then
Mm.
you can design your own little menu, or I can help you design whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
and
definitely.
so you don't have to eat chicken and rice. You don't have to eat tuna cans. You don't have to eat this. You don't have to. I do it because
Mm.
it's easy. When you have been doing it so long, as you don't eat really for pleasure. Okay, I do that also sometimes, but I eat for purpose, and I just try to eat it as fast as possible, and I chug it down with water. I don't really care about the taste. Even if it tastes nice, it's not nice to eat these amounts of food 6 times a day when you want to grow.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing tastes good anymore.
So do you find it, like, obviously I'm guessing you will probably, I'm guessing you change the way you eat, like during the winter. Do you like, obviously everyone kind of sees people bulking up in the winter, then you start trimming down for the summer. Is that something that you like? For example, a question I have is, when you're trimming down, I'm guessing like you're kind of somewhat fasting. Do you find it harder in your mind then?
Um, for
Agitated?
me, yeah, sure, in the beginning, but then you go to a level where you're too tired to care about anything really. You just eat, sleep, and these kinds of things. You're looking forward to to eat this terrible food. Maybe like white fish with no spice, with some asparagus, maybe some nuts, some avocado, this shit. But you're looking
Mm.
forward to these kinds of meals because, yeah, you're basically starving. And it's because your body is in like a train that's been started, and it needs fuel. And
Mm.
yeah, and when your calories is very low, you function in a different way. But
Yeah.
but for me, I enjoy dieting more, when I'm cutting than I do bulking. Because during the bulk, you just, like, you look a little bit, and week by week, you don't see it so much. You progress, but you don't see it so much. But when you're cutting, you can see it week by week, and that motivates me a lot. All the hard things, the morning cardio, and the hard training, and the really boring food, and all of this. It's really worth it when you can see so much result from week to week.
Yeah. So for people that are like more interested mainly on like your fitness regime. So when you are cutting, do you massively change the way you train, or are you doing like different types of sets, different weights, different rep? What does it change? Is what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. No, I try to train as similar as possible for as long as possible, but it's towards the end. How to say? It's harder to keep the strength. But there's always supplements. Like creatine is very good. Helps you a lot to keep the strength and this and and proper food around the training, like you have some carbs before and after the training, and the rest of the day will be very carbless. Uh,
So for
and
somebody, sorry, so for somebody like
no,
me that's not massively educated on the difference between carbs and fats, in the respect that why would you be why would I carry a bit of weight? Why would I need to stay away from more carbs? I know some people
uh,
might think it's logical, but I don't really know the difference.
it's basically a lot of energy in carbs, so it's easier it's more calories in carbs than it is in protein, for example. So if you want to lose some weight, it's easier, to cut down on the carbs and eat more meat, fish, chicken, yeah, whatever protein source.
Right.
And then maybe put some more fat into the healthy fats from nuts, from maybe salmon, from avocado, for example. Uh, and you will still feel pretty full and energetic
Yeah.
and energized. Um, and some people they feel very good when they do these kinds of things,
Yeah.
because carbs can slow you down. Sometimes when you eat, maybe you feel it also. Sometimes you eat and after you just want to go to sleep because
Yeah.
you're basically in a food coma. Or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
For sure. For sure.
and if you stay a little bit, like a little bit hungry, and you don't eat so much carbs, you eat healthy fats and a lot of meat, for example, then you get more active and rapid, or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So like for me, my last time I went into the gym, which is I'm not even going to say like I train anything like that. But last time I trained was like three years ago. I came off of Christmas weighing 110 kilos, and by April I dropped down to 94. I was working five while one in the morning. I was in the gym for half one in the morning, trained till three, and I did that for like well, it was just before COVID, so I did it literally from the beginning of January up to COVID, and
Yeah,
like and this is something that I think personally that a lot more people struggle with is even though I felt the best I'd felt for a very long time, I now currently 3 years later, I find it hard to even get my mind like I said earlier, I'm on a learning curve journey, but my mind isn't ready. All right. I know I'm like bitching out, like you would say, but I don't know what's missing for me to get to that right, get back in the gym,
yeah, but I hear this from a lot of people. The COVID fucked people. For example, here in Spain, I think you in UK had the same problem. We couldn't leave our homes for 3 months or 4 months. We couldn't leave our homes, and the gyms were closed and all of these kinds of stuff. So people they got out of the routine and then started with like maybe some negative habits, vices, shit like
Yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah,
and it's hard for people to get the spark back. But you just need to find something that you enjoy to do. It must not be the gym. It can be whatever really, and you will find it more fun, and it will help you to get in your to get to your goals and your shape where you want to be.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, like I say, it's just you see so many people like you're saying that are struggling with that, and it's like in the back of my like I know inside that I've got to do that, but I still seem to, like I said, I've cut back on food. I've lost this year. I've lost without really trying. I've lost like 7 kilos.
Yeah,
But
but that's
obviously,
good,
I'm
man.
I'm not in shape. Like I'm not training. My body's not. I'm not trying to bulk up or anything. I just really want to lose the fat and that. But I'm still like, come on, man. I know I got to get there, but I don't know what it seems to just be like. Well, I seem to. I fill my life with excuses. That's you know it, it's it's that. So do you think that it's more like that side of people that are struggling in the respect that it's not the fact that they're eating too much, or it's just, do you know what I mean? I don't know really.
Yeah, but it's also a matter of how, you have to ask yourself how bad you want it. Do
Yeah,
you want it? Do you want to be in shape? If you don't want it, so then don't struggle with it. Then just fuck it.
yeah,
But if you want to be in shape, then just like for me, it's more like if I do everything correct, I will get there so fast. But if I half-ass do it, then it will take so much time, and I don't really see the progress, and then it just sucks.
yeah.
So for me, it's easier to just like, for me, I reached out to a coach the first time, maybe 5 years ago or something like this, 5, 6 years ago, and then teach me so much about accountability because I don't want to, I pay this coach a lot of money, and I don't want to, I think it was every Sunday or every Monday, I send progress pictures to him,
Hmm.
and I didn't want to, not progress.
Yeah,
And then I did everything so correct that it showed off so much, and you get this positive feedback, and for me it helped a lot, to stay accountable because I didn't, it's so easy to lie for yourself, like, oh, I'm eating this, maybe instead of this it won't make a difference, but it makes a big difference. The
yeah,
diet is like 85% of the whole thing.
yeah, yeah. Which is exactly like I said earlier. Like I'm learning to be accountable for the things that I've done wrong, and I'm still finding it hard, and this is like for me what's been so significant on my social media journey is because fundamentally like what you give to the followers is needed. So therefore for what I'm doing is not as needed, meaning uploading pictures of bikes, but I'm seeing such small progress, and I'm learning now to not get frustrated that I'm not getting the big jumps, not getting the big progress, and I'm starting to appreciate the small bits, which I think so crazy that I'm of something that's effectively for me is pointless on just social media in respect that I'm not gaining anything from it, but I'm gaining mentally, like I'm learning like little steps, little steps, little steps. It's
Yeah, 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 of course, of course. And it's always slowest in the beginning. For me, it was very slow in the beginning, but then maybe try to make some reels. It can make a lot of engagement and a lot of
yeah,
following. And if you do this, if you try to post something every day, it doesn't. It just need to be some like high quality content. It can be a picture,
yeah,
it can be a reel, it can be something, and that will make the algorithm push you out more, and you will get more following. But it's just a little bit slow in the start. So
yeah,
just
because
keep on
obviously
keep on being
like
consistent.
yeah, that's it. So like 'cause obviously for you like with Silverback Fitness and Silverback Cuts, you are fundamentally channeling your business through your social media. So it's obviously quite important for you to, like you said, to get the quality pictures to be consistent. And I suppose like with you, and this will come natural to you now anyway, with the fact that you're up every morning, you're training every morning, you're showing up, and so I suppose like you said, repetition, getting in the right mindset, it kind of starts. And I like I said, this is something I'm starting to learn slowly, but I am starting to see the difference. Like especially with the way I look at things.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah,
And
yes,
it's always hardest in the beginning, with the training and all of this to get in the routine, but when you've done it for like 2 weeks or something, it gets natural, to wake up early, and you start to enjoy it, and you get so much more out of the day, and I'm much more creative in the morning hours than I am for example, in the evening or the afternoon. Sometimes I can be really creative late at night, but mostly I get more thing done in the morning, and when you start your day with something hard, it doesn't need to be a gym session. It can be maybe yoga or a power walk or a swim or bicycling or whatever, really. But as long as it's something that makes you sweat a little bit or get a little bit of pump, and you do this for like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, you will feel very, very good during the day. For me, everything gets so much easier. I don't get offended or angry easily. I don't get irritated easily, and not a lot of things can throw me out of my
yeah.
my zone.
And I
But it's
suppose
so
because
easy to
you,
get.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
it's
I suppose
it's
it's because, like you say, you just take it all out in the gym, and and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but it's also, the worst addiction is it's comfort zone. I've been there. You can get out of your zone, like for instance during the COVID and shit. But I was, maybe like, I don't know how many hours I was awake during COVID, but the hours I was awake, and I was training in my apartment. Maybe I was forcing my little brother to train with me. He was living with me, and we went up to the roof, and I was walking these circles for hours,
Mm,
just to keep my mind sane, because I don't know, I was fucking losing it during COVID, so I had to do these kinds of things to
mm.
keep me fucking normal, and not throwing myself out from the fucking eighth floor.
Yeah, I suppose it's probably one of the hardest tests of your mindset, isn't it? And like you say, you're not able to do the reps and the sets that you would be able to do in the gym, but you've been able to adapt to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I built some shit. We took these water barrels, these big water barrels, and we took like this sweeping brooms, and you could,
Yeah,
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 stuff like
yeah.
this. You have
So
to be
we
creative.
yeah, yeah, that's it. And we'll talk a bit about bikes. So I know you got a Harley. Like, where did the bike start in your life?
It started when I was younger. I always, like to drive like scooters and cross and these kinds of stuff. And then I was living in Thailand. We rented bikes sometimes. I always had a scooter, there's P6, I don't know, 200 cubic or something,
Yeah,
250 or something. And then sometimes we rented like a sports bike or a motocross or something like this. So I always enjoyed it like that. But now in Spain, it was maybe like after I lived here for maybe 3 years or something, and I started hanging out with people that drive my motorcycle, and I think it's cool as fuck. So I also
yeah.
wanted to have one, and yeah, and then I bought this. Yeah, first I bought from a friend, Dyna,
Oh yeah,
but I didn't have it so long, and then I got this Street Bob, brand new Street Bob 114.
yeah, yeah. So
I
obviously, and
bought.
that content's on your page. So I remember seeing the content when you did like a video when you were. I believe you did a video going to go collect it, and then you did a quick walk around on it. And I thought, man, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's cool.
yeah, yeah,
And obviously the roads you got, like, obviously I know the roads around that area. And for anyone that doesn't know where you're based like in the Marbella region, and the roads are phenomenal. And you got like the Coin Road, the run up to Coin. It's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. And the Ronda to Ronda is very nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah, sorry, the
also,
Ronda Road. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, and also, I like to go to Mijas, this white little village up
yep,
there.
yeah, yeah, that's
Super beautiful, and nice curvy roads, and yeah, you
yeah.
know how it is.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, like with the style of bikes, obviously you say you were motocross, like road bikes type of thing. What made you go down the Harley route? Just because you just like the look of it, or was it, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I always been impressed by it. I always liked it, but I didn't like. I don't know why I didn't buy one earlier, really. But I was when I started hanging out with this group of people, and I didn't want to be, the only one that don't have a bike.
Yeah,
So then I forced myself really to get one,
yeah,
and it was the only thing that was in my mind. And if you put something in your mind, like you really, really, the best thing is to write a fucking list or something. And the top of the thing, you just focus all your energy toward this thing, and 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 uh, and in the end you will have it. Or you will get where you want to be, or whatever it can be.
yeah. That's it, and it's I mean, and the Harleys are definitely something at the top of the list for sure, isn't it? They're not cheap,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously,
No.
but
Yeah, and for
yeah. So
me, before I could make a lot of money or whatever, but I always focused on too much things, and you're not progressing anywhere really, because I don't know. Yeah, and then, but if you really like try to to put all your effort into one thing, and just focus on one thing instead of 10 things, then it's a lot easier, at least for me. So that's a little tip. If you struggle with things, write a list and look at it every day and do something that moving makes you move forward to this goal every day.
Yeah,
Small
yeah.
things, and in the end you will have it, or you will be where you want to be, or have these things or this thing, or whatever you can be.
Yeah, that's it. And like, so for you when you're out on your bike, like, was it is it that sense of fit? Because this is something that I probably don't really ask so much on the podcast. Is like we talk about bikes, but it's like, what does it feel like to you when you're out on the open road on your bike? You just you crash helmet, and off you go with your friends or on your own or whatever. What's that? What's that feel? What's that like for you?
No, it's a really nice feeling. Of course, there is moments where you fucking hate it also, when you've been driving for 8, 9, 10 hours or whatever, and everything hurts and shit. But in the end, it's an amazing feeling. You feel free as fuck, and you feel that you can go wherever. And when it's nice weather, like it's like fucking 300 days a year here in Spain.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, it's like the perfect place in Europe to be if you want to drive bike. And like you say, it's very nice roads here, and the surroundings, the nature, the view, everything's it's so fucking beautiful. And sometimes you're amazed, and especially when you drive like alone and in your own tempo, and enjoy things, and some music in the helmet, and yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, like when I was over there this year, I was only there for 4 days. But there's a place called Torre Guadiaro, and there's a dual carriageway around it. And as you come over the top of the hill, you can literally just see like I believe you can see Marbella in the distance. You can see Estepona, like Manilva, and the view is so phenomenal that you can see the curve in the earth. And I remember sat next to my sister. My sister's been there 23 years, and I said, "Do you know what? I wish you could feel what I feel right now." And she looks at me like, "What are you on about?" And I'm like, "This is normal to you." I said, "I forgot what this feels like." I said, "I took this view for granted,
yeah,
traveling
yeah, yeah, yeah,
every day backwards and forwards from work." And it's
yeah.
like an amazing feeling.
Yeah, but like you say, you forget it and you take it for granted so easily. I also lived in Asia for 5, 6 years or something like this, and
Wow.
people were like, "Oh, it's so amazing, blah blah blah." You just yeah, you know.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't. I don't enjoy being on the beach so much. It's too hot for me. I'm like a fucking polar bear in the jungle. I have really problems with heat. It fucks me up bad. So
Really.
so for me, I don't enjoy it, but I love sun, and I love the weather kind of, but it's too hot for me here. So I really enjoy the colder months. It's amazing.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah. The only thing I don't like is it's like when it's dark. When it's dark outside. That's why I can't be in Scandinavia. I feel like shit when I'm there.
Yeah.
I can be there in the summer. I love Scandinavia in the summer. It's amazing in Scandinavia in the summer. Just like England, I love England also in the summer. It's fucking nice. But when it gets, like towards September or whatever, uh, I, I can't
Yeah.
fucking handle it. I need the sun. I need the ocean, and even if I don't like to be on the beach so much, but I like the thought of it, and that makes me feel very good.
Yeah, that's it, and it's like, and I think, like, for example, one thing that people seem to not really pay so much attention to is like the lack. One of the biggest sources of vitamin D is the sun, and the lack of sun, and then the side effects to lack of vitamin D is fatigue, joint ache, depression, anxiety. These things that
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah,
obviously,
yeah, yeah.
and this is like, again, like my journey this year is like what I'm starting to learn. All this is like, do you know what, they push pressure and that because they want to give you the drugs and they want to keep you down mentally, f- you know physically and financially. Whilst you're down, you're and this is like what I'm learning is a weak man is not dangerous to the system. You know.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. They want to keep us weak, and
Yeah.
it's like that with everything. They give us medicine, that cures the problem for the moment, but it doesn't really cure you at all. And
Yeah.
some shit even makes it worse for you, and they make money out of these things, and when you're weak, they gain a lot of money from you,
Yeah, yeah, that's it, man. That's So yeah, I get that. Just out of interest, bit off topic. What was it like getting your head tattooed? Like the feeling of it.
uh, I started on this side, no, this side, with yeah, I started in the face, then the neck, and then the face a little bit. I did a cross,
Yeah,
and
that's cool, man.
the razor blade on the other side, and then I started with the girl and the text, and then it started to feel like weird that it wasn't tattooed. I couldn't really, I didn't enjoy it, I didn't like it at all, so I had to, and it was in my mind all the time. So I went to Sweden to my tattoo artist, and we filled the whole head.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
cool, man.
now it's a much better feeling, actually.
Yeah, I want to get. I mean, I want to get mine done, and like my missus keeps saying no, no. I'm like, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna similar type
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want artwork, and but
Yeah, but they always say like that, the girls, they wanna know, but then when you have it, they like it. I don't know.
I tell you what, mate. My missus, like, when I first started having my arm done, and obviously I do a bit of tattooing, and like my missus has more tattoos than me. She's got the whole front of her leg done, like, and I'm saying, how is it? You get tattooed, and like I don't get tattooed. I mean, I can do some myself, but it's not the same. Like I can't do my arms, and but that's cool, man. It's cool. Like I say, and that's one thing I noticed in Spain has changed a lot as well. When I first lived there, there wasn't people getting fully sleeved up. The Spanish
Huh?
weren't really getting No, no, not at all. There was generally, when you saw a guy fully sleeved, he was either English or like, and if they looked Spanish, normally when you got to know them or speak to them, you found that they were like South American. You know,
Ah,
my neighbor was fully sleeved up with a big goatee Harley Davidson Sportster, and he was Argentinian. He was like, so the Spanish weren't really. I mean, they are now, aren't they? They're getting more tattooed and things, but
yeah, but I also think maybe it's maybe like a question of they don't make so much money, the Spanish people, unfortunately. So I think that could maybe be like a factor to it, and maybe they yeah, I don't think maybe it's not really in their culture.
yeah,
But I also feel like I think it's one of the countries where they absolutely don't judge you when you have tattoos. I don't feel
yeah,
like, for example, in some countries where you are heavily tattooed, I'm tattooed everywhere. The police looks at you different, and but basically nowadays, some countries they don't care so much, but some countries they look at you more, and of course I'm tattooed almost everywhere, and some people they find it a little bit interesting, and they look, but I don't mind. I don't care about that, but for example, in Sweden, if you look like this, okay, when I was in Sweden, I was also a criminal, but they judge you more when you're tattooed.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
then and obviously, like, and whatever, at the end of the day, being a criminal, people, again, everyone, the woke of society, they jump into, he's tattooed, we found out he's criminal, but just because you've committed a crime, it could be a crime that's completely irrelevant to inflicting on people. It
Yeah,
might
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah,
something,
yeah,
and it
exactly.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
Your
yeah,
business is your business, but
yeah,
everyone, he looks like this, he's walking like that, he's talking like that.
yeah, yeah,
But the truth is like, you are who you are. That makes you unique. You know what you're doing, whereas other people are like living a lie, living behind this delusion of fitting into society. You know,
yeah, yeah.
and and that's it. But that's
Yeah, and I was heavily tattooed before I got into the criminality also, but then you also get, because if you are heavily tattooed in some countries, they take for granted that you are a criminal, but you can maybe be a tattoo artist, or you just love tattoos, so it doesn't really have to something to say with it. But some people, but here in Spain, I noticed they don't give a fuck, they I don't think the police looked at me different than they look at any other people, so it's
yeah.
it's it's
I mean,
really nice,
I
laid back.
yeah. I used to live next door to a Guardia Civil, and we were build me and my dad. I mean, my dad's listening in as well. Like we were building bikes in the garage on English number plate, and he like my bike, for example. I built my first ever bike. I built a 1983 Suzuki with my dad. I was 15 years old, and my neighbor used to. His door was right next to my garage door. He would pop in, have a look at the bike because he loved bike. Because never look at the registration plate. Never ask me any questions about the bike. He loved the bikes, and that you
Yeah.
know. And I mean, I don't know what they're like there now, but I mean, when I lived there, you used to see the police car would pull to the side and let a bike pass. That would never happen in England. Ever happen in
No, no,
England.
no, no.
I mean,
No,
do they
it
still do that
feels.
now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel that they are very like, if you drive car or like scooters, they stop a lot of cars and scooters because I think they use it more for stupid shit. But if you come with like a nice like what do you say like yeah, like a Harley or Indian or any cruiser, like the yeah, the more chill
Yeah,
bikes or
yeah,
cool
yeah, yeah.
bikes, then they don't really bother you. I
Mm.
think maybe they like the culture of bikes, or maybe they know that these people they just want to ride their bikes, and have a good time.
Well, that's it. And it's like one thing I noticed. Like I was still there when the 2008 recession hit, and obviously the whole country, everyone was affected. But one thing I loved so much with the Spanish people is life, living was more important than anything else.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Also during
do you know
COVID,
what I mean?
when they can, they don't have any, they didn't have any money, but they still found ways to go to some bars where they can drink and smoke and all of this.
Yeah,
So yeah, when they can, they enjoy. And also the old people, the old people in Sweden, either they stay at these older homes, or what you say,
yeah, yeah. Care homes. Yeah,
yeah, care homes or whatever, and nobody really visits them. Maybe the family visits them sometimes, and I just think it's sad, and also maybe like my grandmother, when she was alive, she was just like home with her dog, and we visited her sometimes, but they really they don't hang out with other people so much. They are very like in Sweden, they're very like this, but here in Spain, you
yeah,
can see all the older men. They sit is at 7 o'clock in the morning, drinking coffee, maybe drinking some alcohol in the coffee, playing
yeah,
domino, playing some
yeah,
other game, like, and they just seem to like really enjoy life, sitting there eating some tapas, and they seem to have a much better life when they're old here. Even if the money isn't so great for most people here, the
yeah.
the life quality is much better, and I think it has a lot to do with the sun and the culture.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, obviously, most of my school friends are Spanish. Like I say, I went to school there from the age of 9 years old until I left school to work, and like, but three generations. An average was the grandma was she was still the grandma and the granddad. Like one of my really close friends, the grandma, she was still the head of the house. Her mum looked
Yeah,
after her. The dad still went to work, and then my friend was still at school, and that was just the way it was. And it's like I say to the English people, because obviously I talk to English people over here about living in Spain, and I say I said simply, English live to work, the Spanish work to live.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, 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 yeah,
that,
yeah. But also, when you are like from countries where we're from, when you take like service for granted, and when people work fast, and they care about you, like customer service and this, they don't have this here. It's yeah. Sometimes it's very like you get off. This
yeah,
for me in the beginning, the first 2 3 years for me, I was furious. Sometimes you can go into like a shop or whatever, and they are on the phone, and you're just standing there, and they're like, hey, I'm talking here on the phone, and you're like, it's
yeah,
like, oh fuck, that would never happen in Sweden. They would put the phone down, and they would yeah, help you, and then maybe they take up the phone again when you leave. But no, 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 it's not like this here. Sometimes they and also the siesta. They close everything at 3 hours a day.
2 o'clock.
I can
Yeah,
understand it in the summer, when it's so hot. They cannot work, or like this. But in the winter time, and yeah, they still close 3 hours a day. Everything,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's like, for me, that's super fucked up. But they have their ways, and they seem to enjoy life more than the Scandinavian people, and I can see why. They don't take everything so serious.
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. I think obviously the fact that they're allowed to be proud of where they're from, and they stick true to their way of life. They're allowed to. They're not told by the system, by the
Yeah,
government,
yeah,
oh, you have to behave like they're like. I mean, I remember like talking to my brother who didn't speak Spanish, and they would go, está en España, aquí hablamos español," and I'd have to explain to them like, look, and they'd look at me puzzled because a lot of English don't speak Spanish, you know and I was like, look, my brother, I'm sorry, but my brother doesn't speak Spanish, and once you spoke to them, I think they just appreciate you just saying hola and gracias, and
yeah,
goes a
yeah,
long way,
yeah. Yeah, I speak very, 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 very little Spanish, but when you try, they appreciate it a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't mind, if they laugh or whatever. I don't care about that. I lived in Thailand a long time, and I actually started to speak pretty good Thai. But of course, in the
Wow.
beginning, everybody laughed, and this. But that just makes it more fun, and they think it's funny that you're trying to learn, and they were shocked, when you can speak to them in Thai, and life
Yeah.
gets a lot easier. And it's the same here. I've been living here so long, but I've always been working with only Scandinavian people or English people. So, and I didn't have any Spanish friends or anything like this, so it didn't occur to me. I didn't need it. But now when I've been here so long, it starts to feel embarrassing. And I also start to speak more to Spanish people, and I interact more with them. And so I'm learning, slow
Mm.
but sure, little by little, but it feels good, and yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I need to do it now. It's fucking stupid to live in a country where in the beginning, of course, I didn't know if I was gonna live here, but now this is my home, and I've been here for almost 6 years, and now I need to step up my game, and I need to learn how to
yeah.
speak. So
But I mean, you'll
yeah,
find it easy with the fact I found like once you've learned one language, it kind of configures the brain to able to accept a second and a third. I mean, you know, is like one of my friends has just commented in there in my country, Lubo. He's from I can't he's Slovakia, I think, either
yeah,
Slovakia or Slovenia.
yeah,
I do apologize, Lubo, if I got it wrong, but Lubo, like he can speak. We have Polish guys there. We've got people from different parts of Europe, and like
yeah,
he speaks like loads of languages. And he said that they're very similar. He said, but also you just pick it up, and
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I think so too. And for us Scandinavian people, it's pretty easy. For me, it wasn't easy to learn Danish. I can't speak Danish, but I understand it perfect.
mm,
And I can write it, and I can and read it and all of this, but I can't speak it because it's so much different in the accent than the Swedish. So it's very hard for us to gimmick or imic, or what do you say, to
mm,
to to
yeah, yeah,
have the same. So but I understand it fluent, but it took a long time for me. But my mom lives in Denmark, and I see this Danish girl, and I see her a lot,
yeah,
and, yeah. So I learned it that way, and I lived in Norway for a couple of years, and for me it took maybe like 2-3 weeks before I could understand the Norway and Swedish are very, very similar, but for me it took like 2-3 weeks before I understood anything, because it sounded just like a song, everything, and I
yeah,
was like, what the fuck is this, and I apologize to all the Norwegian people, but the language is funny as fuck. So- and it sounds
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know. Uh, I love
No,
Norwegians,
that's
but the language is fucking weird, man.
yeah, no, that's cool, man. It's and like you say, obviously, being that you've traveled the world by the sound of it, so I suppose it also gives you like a different type of outlook on life, because I think one of the best things of living in a different country, I think unfortunately negativity and narrow-minded, most of these people have never stepped foot out of their comfort zone. Like you say a lot,
Yeah,
get out of your comfort zone, and
yeah,
I think that living in another country, I mean, my welcoming to Spanish society was walking down the corridor at school as a 9-year-old English kid that spoke no Spanish. The teacher opening the door, pointing at the door because I couldn't communicate with her. I look around, my parents have gone. That was welcome to Spain for me at 9 years old. And it was
Yeah,
like,
but that was
wow,
probably the
you know,
best, because you get so much out
100%,
of your comfort zone. That's the
100%.
best way for everything. It's just to, you know, yeah, to just fucking do it. And
Yeah,
yeah, for me also, I traveled to Asia. I was there alone a couple of times, and that forces you to, you have to go and meet people and get out of your comfort zone. Sometimes it was uncomfortable. You're like, what the fuck should I do? But it always, if you just go out and it comes naturally after a while. Maybe not for all people, but for me, it's just like I like to interact with people, and sometimes it's very easy to. I don't know. Also, people always come to me and speak to me randomly in the street. It happens a lot. So
why do you
sometimes
think that is?
it's I don't know. I think because I look very happy. I think sometimes I pain here sometimes because I smile so much and yeah, I don't know. I think I have an but it's also very sometimes it's very 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 weird people but yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
And
I
and
cannot explain it really, but
yeah,
yeah,
but that's it though. Like you say, at the end of the day, you've been in dark places in your life, so you know what light is, and it's crazy, because without light there can't without light there can't be dark. Without sad times there can't be times, but so obviously when you're walking down the road smiling and people are thinking, why is Lucas smiling like that? But they
yeah, yeah,
haven't
yeah,
experienced
yeah.
where you've been.
No,
Going back to like just going back to your silverback fitness, like what does it feel like when when you first saw the first people walking around in you? Because I see a lot of you post a lot of when people send you a picture of wearing their new
yeah, I
shirt.
love that. I
What's
love
that
that.
like?
No, I love that, man. I think it's super cool, man. And uh, yeah, the level of how much people that writes to me and say, thank you, you helped me a lot. I was in a dark place, blah blah blah, but this and this and this, it helped me a lot, and I came to the gym, or I started with boxing, or I started bicycling, or whatever it can be, and they are, and so in the beginning I was like shocked, I thought, are these people making fun of me, or what is this, but then I noticed that these people were serious, and they reached out to me and really were grateful because I apparently I helped them with something, because I didn't miss any days. I was in the gym every day, and I showed people that, and I showed that it's possible, and I also showed people that that it's easy to eat pretty clean if you just put your mind to it,
Yeah.
and help some people maybe to drop some vices, because I also had vices, I think most people have had,
Yep. Yep.
but it's no good. It doesn't do anything good for you, and in the end of the day, you feel very good when you do good things, and if you can help people, that's an amazing feeling, and when people, if I do training plan for people, or diet plan, or what it can be, and they show me the results, that's amazing, it's uh,
Mm.
it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
I mean,
it's really a
and
nice
that's it.
feeling.
I mean, like I said earlier, like for me, obviously, I thought, I think I came across you through you were comment. Obviously, I'm a fan of Aaron Lambo for years, and then I think became friends with him, and then I saw you commenting a lot on his stuff, and then I think I saw him. I think then he tagged you in a story, and then I started following you because I thought, oh, this guy looks cool as well, And then all of a sudden, and obviously because I was following you anyway, then I started noticing that this is like 2.5 years ago, something like that, that you started posting like inspirational stuff, and then you
Yeah,
started talk. So like I knew your content before I even discovered Wes Watson. So that's what I mean. I'm saying like you're similar, but you're not the same. That it's obviously Wes has managed to go huge through, and he
yeah,
openly
yeah,
admits,
yeah,
he says
yeah,
he says
yeah,
like
yeah,
one of his podcasts changed his life. I can't remember who he
yeah,
did it
yeah,
with.
yeah.
He said, but it changed his life. You know, Unfortunately, I do apologize, Lou, because I'm probably not the guy that's going to change your life on the podcast. But it's
No, no,
been
no, no.
awesome.
But it's fun to be here, man. I appreciate it, man. It's
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
it's always
yes,
it's always nice to talk to people, and people that share maybe the same interests or mindset, or want to reach some kind of goal, or
yeah.
whatever it can be, and,
I want,
and
I
we can
want,
help
I
each
want
other, of
to.
course.
I want to be able to share your mindset. I mean, I'm still on the early stage of it. You know, I lack the discipline, but I'm slowly getting there. You know, it's
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a cool thing to train. It's to train your discipline, you know, because in the end of the day, you won't be motivated all the time. I'm very often not motivated, you know, but if the discipline is there and you just do it because you need to do it, and you just need to step up and show people that you can do it, and they can also do it, you know.
yeah,
And this, it's small changes in your routine that can make a really big difference. And if you train yourself to look good and not be fat and not be, you know, like weak, and that's the first level to success, I think, because
yeah,
when you have the discipline for this, you can just copy that mindset into the next project that you're trying to go somewhere with or achieve a goal,
yeah,
because you already learned the discipline. And if you stay disciplined in all areas of life, I still struggle with it a lot, but you know, I'm trying to copy my mindset when I train hard into something else, and you know, try to focus on one thing at a time, and then everything is possible, you know.
yeah. And I think like the fact that there you just said that you still struggle, and I think that the fact that you can admit that you're not just one of these guys that's only showing the best life, you know, that you just said it. I think it takes a man to say, you know, I do struggle as well, but
Yeah, of course, of course,
as a
of
man,
course.
I also take responsibility and I keep going. You know, and this is kind of where I'm on that learning curve. Like Lubo in the comments, you know, Lubo's training half four in the morning, even earlier, and he's training. He's just if he, I know he's still here. He just recently won one of strong man competition in his weight category, 105 kilos. He's beast in
Cool.
it, you know. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say to
yeah,
him at
that's
work,
cool,
I'm like,
man.
how do you do it? And he's like, I just do it. Like it, you know. He's like, I just do it. And I'm like, how? What are we going to see of Silverback in the future? What's the next plan? What have you got in motion, or you know, things that you can talk about? Where do you want to go with the brand?
I think that next year will have a big difference. You know, I'm planning to expand a little bit the brand, especially now with the cuts, with the vests,
Yeah,
because I really enjoy this. You know, the people, they get very happy when they get the vests. You know, and I also when I bought my this was my second vest, I think, and I really loved the feeling of it. You know, I felt super nice with
yeah,
it. You know, the design was super cool and all of this. You know, and I know the feeling, and you know, when you ride a bike, it's nice to have something that you really,
yeah,
yeah, you know. It's, and you know, also with the helmet or whatever, I like, you know, when I do something I like, you know, when I'm in the gym, I like to look good in the gym, and then I like to design these training clothes, you know, the oversized t-shirts with some cool letters on the back. You know, maybe it's not for everybody, but you know, for the people that share my mindset, you know, the savage, you know,
yeah.
warrior mentality, then it's cool as fuck, I think. And I
Yeah,
think some people think the same, and they like to buy the merch. It's cool
yeah,
as
I
fuck.
mean, and that's exactly I was about to say. Like for the people that don't follow you on social media, like literally, if you go over and head and click on Lucas's profile, it's in all my tags anyway on Instagram. People post the pictures, and they're across the world. Like so, he isn't just a couple of your friends around the corner. This is like people.
Yeah,
Uh,
this was a little bit shocking to me, and I'm super grateful, and it's cool as fuck. You know, I sent merch to almost all the parts of the world, and
that's incredible.
it's amazing for me. I'm like, how the fuck did you find me? You know, and they're like, no, I saw you somewhere, you know, from the Explorer thing, or I saw you with Aaron, or I saw you here, or I saw you there, or whatever, you know. And that's the coolest thing with social media, like how now we interact, you know, because we hadn't done it without social media. And you know, some people, they don't like social media, but you have to just see that it's
Adapt.
the future, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you
Yeah, yeah,
can, you know, you can make money from social media. You can make, if you have something important to tell the world, or you want to help people or whatever, it's a great place to do it. And you know, I'm not really. I haven't figured out TikTok. For me, it's like when it started with this, I was just like it's. But nowadays, now people say that it's even bigger than Instagram. You know, so you can reach more people, and maybe.
yeah.
So
I mean, for sure.
every day I'm telling myself I should maybe do I have an account there, but I have posted 3 things or something, and I don't understand it,
Well,
so
I
I
don't
just
understand it
it's
either.
out of
I
my
have to,
comfort zone,
yeah.
so I need
And
to force myself to do this shit because I think it could be good for me.
yeah, I asked my missus recently. She bought a really long coat right off of TikTok, and she was like, when she told me how much she paid for it, I mean, really cheap. But this is what I mean. This is how powerful TikTok's becoming, and I don't know anything about it. I asked her, and she's like, "Well, I follow this person. They set up a TikTok account or a shop account, and there was like something like 50% off or whatever. But nevertheless, that person obviously still made their money. But that same type of coat in the high street would have been X amount more. So TikTok is
Yeah,
definitely, like you say, is definitely something, and obviously like you've got all the content anyway. But like what I want to say is, even though like obviously you're in a cool world, like bikes, the training, the tattoos, it doesn't matter how cool that looks. People still know if it's like if your life was fake, you wouldn't be doing as well as you are because people would know that. You can
yeah,
see
of
like you're
course.
doing it every day. Do you know what I mean? You just can't fake it. I think that's one of the biggest parts of the success is you truly live how you are showing people. You know.
Yeah, yeah. But it's also, it's important for me also, because I feel that if I do this for people, then I need to also show that I also do it. Uh,
Yeah.
you need to lead lead by example, and some people they look up to me, in phases of their life they're going through dark times or
Yeah.
whatever, and then I need to fucking show that I'm real also, and
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. For sure.
and it's
For
important for
sure.
me to stay real and to train and all of this. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I also have a beer sometimes, and I also smoke a fucking cigarettes from time to time. But the worst vices they have to go, But of course you can have a fucking beer sometimes or whatever,
Yeah.
but don't let anything drag you down in a dark place. Just fucking do something that makes you feel good, other from your vices. If it's
Mm.
training or if it's painting paintings or I don't know, fucking dancing or whatever. Just do with that instead, and do something. Also helping people, it helps a lot,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
uh,
Definitely. Definitely.
and the,
It's
the
like
training helps a lot because you're restless. I don't know. I have this ADHD shit. I don't eat medicine for it, so I need to to burn my energy somewhere else. And it's
yeah.
perfect. The gym is perfect for me.
Yeah. No, that's it. And obviously, and like you said, and the thing is like using that ADHD, for example, if you was to kill that with drugs, you probably wouldn't have achieved your brand. You wouldn't be doing all the
No, no,
clothing,
no,
all
no,
the
no.
cuts, because the AD, like I think I say to like people, it isn't a curse, it's a gift. I said the fact is you're not the same as everybody else, and that's a gift. Like, and like, and this is what I'm learning from like Wes Watson now. He's like, he says, I just don't do what everyone else does. And
Yeah,
look at me, and he's like,
yeah,
wow, you can't argue with that.
yeah.
You know,
No,
it
no, 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 no,
is,
no, 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 no. It's impressive as fuck what he has achieved in the amount of time, in the short amount of time that he has done it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, he's a really cool guy.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think, I mean, if there's, well, before we go, where can people find you on the platforms? Do you have a website? Is it just TikTok, Instagram mainly? Ways for people to
Yeah,
contact you
yeah.
to
I
hopefully order stuff from you.
Instagram is the best way to reach me. It's my favorite platform. Facebook, it died for me like 3 4 years ago. I only use the Messenger now, work related.
Yeah,
But everything I do, I show on Instagram, and you can reach me through there. I'm building a other Instagram page for my cuts. It's in the making. It's not so much there right now, but it's Silverback Cuts One, the
okay,
number one. Yeah.
yeah,
And my other Instagram is Lucas the Silverback.
yeah. Which is the one that I share your content on anyway. So a
Yeah. Thanks for
website
that,
you
man.
got? No, no, mate. It's awesome, man. It's like I say. The thing is, I just appreciate people taking the time to even communicate with me. It's there's not everyone. I message a lot of people, and like I say, oh, cool, what you're doing, and not even nothing back. Nothing at all. And like I said, like you've been interacting with me for like 3 years before anyway. So it's cool. I think
Yeah,
kind of help
but
each
now
other a little bit, and
yeah, of course, But now in the end, I was a little bit, I had so much messages and I had to like go through them a little bit. What was this and this and this. I also been traveling a lot, so it's taken a lot of my time to. But now I'm back on track and I'm answering everybody as fast as I can. And of course, you asked me a couple of times, and that was fucking good, because it's easy for me to forget things. Sometimes I try to find people, but because I remember I had this dialogue with this guy and I really want to answer, but there's so many messages sometimes. So but
yeah,
then maybe they reach out to me again and I'm like, yes, then I can find
yeah,
them and I can talk to
that's
them,
it, innit?
because I have like a good memory for a couple of minutes, but then it's,
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah. I have
some
to write
things I'm really
everything
good at
down.
remembering. Yeah,
I
that's
got
a
like
fucking good thing to do.
because I mean, I've got like the next 3 weeks are lined up for me with podcasts, which for me is incredible. But one
Yeah, that's
guy
cool,
is
man.
I'm communicating with one guy on Instagram, one guy on TikTok, one guy on Facebook. Even though I'm not massive on the platforms, I mean, for me, my biggest platform is Facebook, just because I liked Facebook in the respect that it had more of like a community feel, more like there's a
Yeah,
real person
yeah,
behind that picture,
definitely,
you
definitely.
know. But but that's it though. But definitely the future is Instagram and TikTok, like you're saying for sure. Is
Yeah. I was also skeptical to Instagram at the beginning, but then I really started to like, because some players in Facebook had lost it a little bit because everybody was just posting depressing shit and like what they were eating and this so I just thought it was boring after a while. And then Instagram was perfect
yeah,
but because it was only pictures. But then they started with these videos and stuff. Okay, that's maybe a little bit cool, but it fucks you up, your attention span. You sit like, and then you get caught in this. Some people, they're addicted to this, and I
yeah,
feel guilty about this also. Sometimes I also get stuck in this, and I sit endlessly for 15 minutes or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? I wasted 15 minutes on this shit.
yeah.
It's not good for you. That's why it's better to create content and show other people than to be
To absorb it yourself.
yeah, because some people, they can't handle it. They waste a crazy amount of time on this.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
guilty of
it.
it too.
So
But I said you can go in Instagram. You can put this like alarm thing, so it tells you to stop
yeah,
after a while. So
yeah,
that's good.
yeah. Well, I've seen that because, like, for me, because my sleep pattern's crazy. I work, like I said, 12-hour days and nights. So in the past, when I contacted, I could see that Lucas doesn't want to be disturbed, type of thing, and that's it. It's like that's why I didn't want to be too pushy because I knew that you said that you wanted to do the podcast, but I knew you were busy, so I thought I don't
Yeah.
want to be that annoying guy.
No, but it's good, because that's sometimes the best thing for me because I get easily distracted and sometimes I want to answer or this and this, but something happens, it can be like a colleague speaking to me or whatever, and I answered, and then I got forgotten about this, and something else happens, and something else happens, that's what I'm struggling with, it's the attention
Yeah,
and the focus, but
yeah, that's
yeah,
it.
yeah, you need to make
So yeah,
like goals and plans. To-do
yeah,
list is the
yeah,
fucking best. I don't do it, but when the days I do it, I make really good progress with everything. So I need to do it more, and that's one of
yeah.
my goals.
Yeah, for sure. I need to do one of them as well. So I think we'll leave it there, mate. I think we've had a really good chat, and obviously, like I said, people that want to check out Luke Silverback on Instagram at the moment, that's where they can order their cuts from you if they want to order one. And obviously,
Yeah,
you're also doing your your fitness plans conducted from there as well. Yeah.
exactly. If you want to get in reach with me, just contact me on Instagram. It's the easiest. And if you want coaching or whatever, we jump on a call and we see if we're a good fit for each other and take it from there. And if you want a cut, I
Awesome.
need measurements. Everything is custom made, very good quality. Yeah, just reach out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'm
they
here
look
for you
they
guys.
look cool. They look cool as hell. That's for sure.
Thanks,
But
man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate it a lot.
yeah, so I'll end the stream there then, and we'll yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Take care.